State versus Dorothy Williams. Are you Miss Williams?
Williams.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Williams.
Williams, yes, okay. This is case 17-156. It's delivery of controlled substances. And is she appearing for arraignment? Okay, ma'am, I've appointed the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You appear here for arraignment, and how does she plead?
Not guilty.
Okay. We'll enter the plea of not guilty, and it indicates Judge Webb will be here on May 4th at 9 o'clock. So that'll be her next appearance. Anything else?
Issue of bail, Your Honor.
Okay.
Well, I'll need to take some testimony from Ms. Williams.
Okay. We'll just go ahead. You want her under oath or just ask?
Well, that's up to the court.
Right.
Just some various factors that I need to discuss with her.
Okay, go ahead. Go right ahead, sir.
Ms. Williams, are you a resident of Baxter County?
Yes, I am.
How long have you lived here?
In Midway, like 15 years.
That's the last past 15 years?
Only in Midway. I was in Mountain Home for quite a while, like 27.
Okay. Do you have a job?
No, disability. My husband and I both.
Do you have kin folks that live in Baxter County?
No, I don't. I have 3 girls. 2's in Marshall and 1's in Mountain View.
Have you ever missed a court date?
No, I haven't.
Have they already set a bond for you?
That I do not know, but I talked to Dan Brown about it yesterday.
Your Honor, I'd ask for a recognizance release of Ms. Williams.
Has she got any priors? Do you know?
She does have priors, Your Honor. They are misdemeanors. She's
Okay.
presently on a $15,000 bond.
Can she make any bond?
Ms. Williams, can you make any bond at all?
Not at this time, no. We don't get our next check until like the 5th.
Well, the bond on the affidavit reflects to be at $15,000. What's the state's position?
Your Honor, she's charged with delivery of a controlled substance. I have not reviewed the tapes. Her husband is far more involved in this than she is, although she was present. I have no problem with the court giving her a $5,000 bond.
Bond be set at $5,000.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State versus Brandy Barnes, 17-155. Possession with purpose to deliver controlled substances, firearms for certain persons, drugs and firearms, some traffic violations. It also has 17-103, possession of a firearm, and 1727. Do you have a lawyer, sir? Do you have a lawyer, sir?
Yes, Andrew Bailey.
Andrew Bailey, okay. Looks like what I've got on the screen right now, 17-155, it doesn't appear that he's been arraigned.
That's correct.
Is this your first appearance in court, sir?
Was that?
Is this your first appearance before a judge, sir?
No, sir.
Okay. Does he enter a plea?
Judge will enter a plea of not guilty. He hasn't applied for the public defender in this particular
Okay.
case, but we represent him in 3 other pending cases.
Okay. Okay, we'll just leave it as scheduled then. That's all we can do today. Thank you, sir. State versus Kelsey Giltner, 17-148. Are you Miss Giltner?
Yes, sir.
Delivery of controlled substances, several counts. unlawful use of a communication device, several counts. Do you have a lawyer, ma'am?
I filled out for a public defender.
Okay, we'll take a look at that. What did you do with the application you filled out, ma'am?
I gave it to one of the jailers, like last
Okay.
week.
All right. Well, your case is before Judge Webb. He'll be here on May 4th at 9 o'clock. I'll schedule you to appear on that date.
Could you get my bond lowered?
Your Honor, there is a pending petition to revoke this lady's suspended sentence. She was actually on probation. And so that hasn't gone through yet, so I would caution her about bond.
Okay. What the deputy prosecutor said was there's a pending petition to revoke your suspended or probationary period, so you might be just wasting your money if you made a bond. But there is a bond. State versus Joshua Dower, 17-150, 17-135. It's a first case is a drug case. Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I represent Mr. Dower. We waive formal reading of the information. We do have a request to have a bond reduction. He's on a bond of $25,000. He has no prior felony history, no misdemeanor history. He's an almost lifetime resident here in Baxter. Been here for about 35 years. His mother's a lifetime resident here. He's an ASE certified mechanic. If he gets out, he will live with his mother, but he's going to lose his business if he doesn't. And in 2 months, he's going to become a father.
Okay.
So we were asking to have his bond set at $5,000 the court will.
Your Honor,
If
Mr. Wilbur, this gentleman has a criminal history. He is on probation with the department. Probation, and actually, there's a pending petition to show cause in that. We have a revocation here.
Let me get over to the revocation.
That's not what my client informed me.
He may have lied.
May have forgotten.
15-135. Is this Joshua Lawrence Dower?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Assault, domestic battery, possession of controlled substances, reckless driving, contempt.
What do you got? Your Honor, based upon the petition to show cause, the prosecutor showed me that it wouldn't do him any good to get a bond reduced and that make it and then come back for that because he wouldn't be released anyway. So we had asked the court to we'll withhold our request and come back
Okay.
at another time for that.
Okay, how does he plead on the,
Not guilty.
okay. We'll set it for hearing on April 13th. State versus Gordon Cox, 17-151. Charged with possession of paraphernalia, possession with purpose to deliver controlled substances.
Your Honor, I represent Mr. Cox privately. Your Honor, this shows for a reappearance. If he's entered a plea, it would have been in front of Judge Duffy because he did not enter a plea last week. Okay.
I don't see where he's entered a plea. Do you enter a plea of not guilty?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll enter that plea of not guilty.
Actually waived. He's going back down.
And if we haven't already, we'll send out a scheduling. Well, is this mine? Better check.
We haven't, Your
Yeah.
Honor. June 29th will be the pretrial date.
June 29th is a pretrial date.
Your Honor, there are no issues of bond in Mr. Cox's case. He is on a parole violation that he's already signed for.
Okay. That's all we can do today, sir. Thank you.
I love it.
State versus Peter Shefdor, 17-142. Delivery of controlled substances, unlawful use of a communication device. Do you have a lawyer, sir?
No, sir.
Okay, your case is before Judge Webb. Are you going to hire a lawyer?
Not that I know of, no.
Okay, are you going to make application to the public defender's office?
Sure.
Okay, can you hear me, sir?
Yes.
Okay, you got three choices. You can represent yourself, which I certainly don't advise. You can hire a lawyer, or you can make application to the public defender's office. Which of those do you choose?
Make an application.
Okay, have you made the application yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay, there should be an application at the jail. Fill it out, turn it in. Your case is before Judge Gordon Webb, and he'll be here on May 4th at 9 o'clock. And I'll direct that you appear before him for arraignment and attorney status.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. That's all we can do right now. 17-141, State versus Stephen Sifford.
Yeah.
Okay. Delivery of controlled substances near certain facilities. Drug paraphernalia, unlawful use of a communication device. Do you have a lawyer, sir?
No.
Are you going to hire a lawyer or make application to the public defender's office?
I filled out one of those papers also.
Okay. You don't have, do you have those?
All we have is a questionnaire. We don't need an application.
Okay. Well, they don't have the paperwork on you, sir. What did you do with it?
I gave it to jail or something.
Okay.
I remember which one.
Well, let's see. I'll have you come back on April 13th at 10 o'clock for attorney status and arraignment. Thank you, sir. State versus Dean Thompson, 17-139. Delivery of controlled substances. Possession of the same with purpose to deliver. Drug paraphernalia near certain facilities. Criminal conspiracy.
Mr. Thompson has talked to Mr. Bayless about possibly representing him, but as of last evening, I don't think that Paul had been retained.
Okay. Mr. Thompson, are you going to hire a lawyer or make application to the public defender?
I hired him last night.
You hired him last night. Did he recommend that you enter a plea of not guilty?
He said he was going to be here.
Okay, he's not for whatever reason. Do you know, is he in court somewhere this morning?
No. Your Honor, can we, just for expediency's sake, go ahead and enter a plea of not guilty, this for arraignment purposes only, so I can confirm with Paul
Okay.
he has been hired?
Very well. We'll enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf, sir, and I'll schedule you to reappear on April 13th at 10 o'clock.
So can I get a bond reduction?
Well, I tell you what, is he in town?
He is, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Cooper at a break will call Mr. Bayless, and he can address that. I'll be happy to listen to his argument. But at this moment, that's all we can do.
I'll text him right now, Judge.
Okay, he's going to text him right now. Okay, if we can get him over here, we'll recall your case. State versus Anthony DeChow, 17-131. Possession of firearms by certain persons, theft of property. It looks like has been arraigned. I can't get the order to come up. He's probably just appearing to get on our docket sheet on the new case. And let me look at the older cases. Okay, in 16-141. There's been a petition filed to revoke. Looks like he's appearing for an arraignment on that. How does he plead?
Deny the allegations.
Okay. And in 16-229, has he been, Mr. Chisholm, do you know if he's been arraigned on any of these revocations? Has not?
Not on the revocation,
Okay.
Governor, no.
We'll enter pleas of not true in the two revocations, set them for hearing on April 13th at 10 o'clock or soon thereafter as we can get to them. Is there anything else to be done?
Judge, he's got one other case that's on the docket for today. I believe it's a felon in possession of a firearm, 17-131.
Okay, that, we've entered a plea of not guilty in that.
All right, sir.
There's a schedule order. I don't know what's made to the file, but it's out.
Okay, all right, apparently it's been already scheduled. All right, that's all we can do today, sir, thank you.
Is there any way I can run over to the courthouse to get all this wrapped up today?
Say that again?
Is there any way I can run over to the courthouse so I can try to get all this taken care of today?
You want, he said, no, they say no, so,
Okay.
all right. State versus Cynthia Payette, 17-111. Possession of drug paraphernalia, possession of controlled substance with purpose to deliver, exposing a child to a chemical substance. And also she has 16-111, which originally was a drug case. Okay, I'm looking at 17-111, and it's been scheduled out. Has she been arraigned in this case, or?
I believe so, Your Honor. Thomas Ballard standing in for Justin Downham. I do believe she has been arraigned in that case, Your Honor.
Okay. And we'll look at 16-111. Is that a pending case?
Which one, Your Honor?
16-111.
It is.
Okay. Do we just need to schedule that out again?
Thought it was scheduled.
It may be,
Scheduled for trial next month, Your Honor. There's no free trial.
Okay.
Deadline date.
all right. Anything to be done?
Your Honor, I have on the docket that she is here today appearing on contempt charges. And we would request to the court, since she's been picked up, if she could either have her bond maybe either reinstated or a new bond placed. If that's not possible, Your Honor, we would request that she would just serve the contempt charges.
Okay, are there, I'm not sure that that's correct.
Your Honor, she made bond in 2016-111, and one of the conditions of her bond was that she be drug tested every Monday and every Friday at probation and parole. She has flunked 6 drug tests. It's the state position that this lady needs to sit in jail till we have her trial.
Your Honor, just respond to that. Ms. Pyatt lives here in Baxter County. She'd be more than willing to wear an ankle monitor. I don't believe flight is a concern.
You know, an ankle monitor isn't going to keep her from doing drugs, Your Honor, which was a direct requirement of your order that you signed on March the 2nd.
Yeah. Has she got a bondsman?
She does, Your Honor. I believe it was Mr. Dan Brown as of last hearing.
How do we keep her from using drugs?
Your Honor,
Your Honor, I have the answer to that, Your Honor. We keep her in jail, so that there will not be drugs, and there won't be any drugs available in jail to Ms. Pyatt. She will be alert and sober at the time of her trial next month.
Your Honor, I believe this Monday and Friday testing that she has done previously, she's seen that she can't skirt the law just by trying to not test clean a couple of days before. I think she's had her bell rung this time around. I would submit to the court that she should have learned her lesson this time.
Okay, she's entitled to a bond, so I'll convert her bond to $20,000 cash. To be her bond. If she can make it, I guess she can try to use drugs.
Your Honor, will she continue with that $20,000 bond? Will she continue to be tested every Monday and every Friday? I'd like her sober.
Should she make a bond, yes.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nothing further here, Your Honor.
That'll be all, ma'am. State versus Barry Fowler, 16-131.
You know, the only action that we're asking in Mr. Fowler's case, and I've talked to Mr. Chisholm about this morning, is that his plea deadline be extended until April 13. I don't think there's any objection from the state, if that is acceptable to you, Your Honor.
Okay, when is he set for trial?
April 7th.
April 7th?
17th.
17th?
Yes, sir.
And you want to extend it to the 13th?
Yes,
That's
Judge.
fine.
All right. There's no other issues today,
Okay.
Your Honor.
That's all we can do today, sir. State versus Jimmy Huddleston Jr., 17-147, possession of drug paraphernalia. Who represents you, sir?
I hired Paul Bayless privately.
Okay. Did he recommend you enter a plea of not guilty?
Yes.
Okay, we'll enter the plea of not guilty. And your next appearance for pretrial will be June 29th, is that right?
Yes,
At
sir.
10 o'clock. Just stay in contact with Mr. Bailey.
All right,
Thank you, sir. State versus Rebecca Martin, 17-145. Possession of paraphernalia and controlled substances. Good morning.
Good morning.
Who represents you, ma'am?
Nobody yet.
Are you going to hire a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. Are you entering a plea of not guilty to the charges
Yes, sir.
against you? We'll enter the plea of not guilty. We'll have you return to court on April 13th at 10 o'clock for attorney status.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you. State versus Brian Smith, 17-140, the drug case, and 17-154 is a firearm case. Brian Smith.
Your Honor, I represent him. We waive formal reading of the information, request that he remain on his present bond, enter a plea of not guilty.
Very well. All right, he should appear before Judge Webb on May 4th at 9 o'clock. Clayton Hatchett, 17-133. Terroristic threatening, domestic battery.
Your Honor, I represent Mr. Hatchett. We enter a plea of not guilty, waive formal reading of the information.
Okay.
Request that he remain on his present bond.
Very well.
Judge, he has a no contact order between him and his partner. They have a 2-year-old daughter. They have been sociable, get along well. This was an anomaly at best, and she's trying to get the charges withdrawn, and we'd ask the court to rescind the no contact order so that they may return to cohabitation.
Let me look at the affidavit.
She is here today in support of him too.
Well, I don't know why she'd want to go back to him if there's any truth to this, but
You know, I don't want this man to have any access to firearms. I want him to forfeit that firearm to the sheriff's office. He can get it back if he's found not guilty of these charges, but he obviously doesn't know what a gun's for.
Did
What?
they seize it?
I don't know if they did or not.
They did.
Well, I'll let you-
They already have it.
I'll let you talk with Mr. Chisholm about whether he wants to lift the no contact order.
All right. Tennessee.
State versus Jimmy Tunacliff, 17-138. And delivery of controlled substance near certain facilities, possession of controlled substances, paraphernalia. And he appears for an arraignment. Standing mute, I'll enter a plea of not guilty on his behalf and have him appear before Judge Webb on May 4th at 9 o'clock.